Good day students. Dear students, now we are learning about what is computers and different types of computers, features or different examples and many more about computers. First of all, introduction to computers. This is the first topic we are learning here now. So first one, what is computer? You know very well about computers. Wherever you are going, you will see the computers. For example, for booking a tickets, railway stations, bus stations or cinema tickets, we can use computers. Now see how computers will, what is the definition of computers. See, a computer is in a simple terms can be defined as an electronic device which accepts the data, performs the required mathematical and logical operations at high speed and outputs the result. So simply we can say whatever you are giving, we call it as an input. The computer will process that input data and it gives the result. We call it as an output data. So we can expect or we can manipulate the data and we can store the data here. We can make accounts related softwares or we can science related softwares, mathematical related softwares. Whatever you have, we can manage by using the computers. Nowadays we have so many advanced technologies. And what is data and information? In the last term I said computer will get the data and then after it processes the data and we will get the output. First of all, what is data? So see here, computer's data processes it and produces the information. What is data? For example, 1 is 1 data. A equal to 10 is 1 data or a K.B.N college is 1 data. So after getting the collection of data, you will get the output. We call it as a result or we can say sometimes information. See here, data refers to some raw facts and figures. For example, why we said figures means maybe barcode, scanning a picture, we call these are the figures and information implies the processing data. We can get the output. For example, see the student data here, student data like then birthday. Birthday see 1/1/1996 is the date of birth of a student. So it's a raw fact. But the complete data means the student name, student roll number, student studying college and date of birth. See here how data will process. Like in the figure, data will connect to the computer like arrow mark. We will see the arrow mark and after the collection of data, the data will process. After processing the data, you will get the output. We call it as an information. For example, student name, roll number, class, section or college is in a complete data. We can add marks or percentage of marks, average, all these information. Okay, next we will learn about the characteristics of computer. So why we are using computers? Maybe computers have some special characteristics. We will learn that one by one. First, see here, computer can work very high speed like nanoseconds and microseconds. Speed, we call it as a speed. Because comparatively human, computer can work at very high speed. Like computers can perform millions of operations per second. We can't do that. And see speed is usually given in nanoseconds and 1 nanosecond here 1 n is equal to 1 into 10 power minus 9 seconds. And we can call next stage we can call a picoseconds. It's now ps equal to 1 into 10 power minus 12 seconds. So very less time to compare to human beings. And versatility. So generally humans maybe work, they done works in a different ways in different styles. But versatility is we can call it as in many phases. Like computers can say versatility, how the computers can perform multiple tasks of a different nature at the same time. For example, I can listen the music, I can print out, I can take the picture, all these I can make a download also. These are the different. Not only these and the different stages like home needs, office needs or any other scientific, mathematical, we can call it as a versatility. And then after accuracy. So computer can give the accurate answer comparatively human. We can make sometimes some mistakes, but the computer doesn't make any mistakes. Computer always gives the accurate answer. But how we are getting the errors or maybe mistakes? By making the user mistakes only, not the computers. So we call it as a garbage in and garbage out. For example, see here, a computer always gives accurate result, provide correct data and instructions as input to it. So garbage in, garbage out. Whatever we are giving. So if we give the wrong input, then we will get the wrong output. So here the output will be also error. So we are giving the wrong error. That's why we are getting the wrong output. Then after go for the next one. Diligence. A computer can perform millions of tasks or calculations with the same consistency and accuracy. It doesn't feel any frustration or any disturbance, like a human being will get frustrated after getting some period of time, and also he will go down. So go down means the speed of the work will decreases, but the computer doesn't get any frustration or any tiredness. It doesn't give any slow answers. It gives the same speed and the same accuracy at the starting to ending. And then after automation. What is the meaning of automation? Like the computers can performs continuously without getting any interaction or input again and again. For example, computers performs a task without any user intervention. For example, ATM machines, it works continuously. Like if we get any problem, then we will give that proper solution for that problems. For example, storage capacity is the next characteristics of computers. What is meaning of storage? So humans can store the data in a limited capacity only, but the computer can store a large amount of data and a long time also. We will forget after some time, but the computer doesn't forget the data. So for example, see here, the computer has store large volumes of data in a small storage devices like microchips. We know that about the microchips we have in our mobiles, and the capacity is a large amount of data, and we can retrieve the data again and again. So we can that's why we are saying computers can store the large amount of data long time. So this is one of the best characteristics by using the computers. Not only these, again we are going for the computer applications. After getting the basic knowledge of characteristics of computers, we can go for the applications of computers. What is the applications of computers? So characteristics will give the why we are using computers, means these have these best qualities. That's why we are using computers. So then what is the meaning of applications? Where we are using, we call it as this is an application. Simply where we are applying computers. So we can apply computers in different areas and different purposes. So we can learn these one by one. For example, see, computers play a role in every field of life, like in housewives, working women or working persons, whatever male or female, students, kids, not only shopping malls and everywhere in our daily life. Without a computer, nowadays, without a computer, you can't access any data nowadays. For example, we are paying the bills also by using computers only. See here, homes. For example, first one is the homes. In homes, computers are used to homes for several purposes like online bill payments, social media access, playing games, internet access, etc. And we can play games. We know very well about how to play the games by using computers. And social media access like using a WhatsApp or say Twitter or like any other Instagram, like all these. And next one, bill payment. Like a bill payment means current bills, milk bills, groceries. Like these also we can by using computers only. And the next field is the medical field. So you know very well about the medical field. So in medical field, both surgical or basically business or all these students are not only students and business persons also using these computers. For example, computers are used in hospital to maintain a database of patient history or diagnosis or x-rays and monitoring of patients, etc. Not only for this, can doctors also they use computers to about the surgeries, and not only doctors, the pharmacy also using the computers to manage their database and drugs, etc. Next one, entertainment. You know very well about the entertainment. Most of the people will using the computers for entertainment only. So how they are entertaining? For example, computers can help to watch the movies in online, and visual, virtual entertainment like playing games in the online live games. For live games also we are using computers. So the and listening music, different types of music we call it as an live. Live means directly telecasting, we call it as a live. So we are using computers for live music and different types of telecast anything. So this is the entertainment purpose. Okay. Next one, education. So education, not only kids, students and distant students. Not only these, computers are used in education sector through online classes like online exams, referring e-books, online tutorials. For example, so many students are using online classes and they succeeded also. And next one is e-books. Nowadays we are not interested to go for library to spend the time, but we have e-books, electronic books. By using computers and networking support, we can get the e-books. Next one is banking. So nowadays banking is a basic application for computers, because so many people are using banking applications like transactions of money transactions. First, we are reducing the money, not only money, the flowing of cash. We are using the digital amount for transactions. This digital amount is for thefting purpose, and we can avoid the thefting. So physically we are carrying amount, means sometimes we can get the thefting drawbacks, but using these online transaction we are safe in. So many times we are safe more only, and we can get sometimes a disadvantage also. So here see, in banking sectors we store details of their customers and withdrawal and deposit of money through ATM. Not only ATM, nowadays we are using a phone pay, Google Pay on online transactions, mobile apps. These are related to computers only. And the for next one is the business. Not only in banking, in business applications also computers are very useful. How? See, we can make the transactions easy and accurate. So in business, e-commerce, like e-commerce, electronic commerce, we can use the EDA, electronic data exchange. So people can analyze the investments, scales, expenses and marketing. So daily transactions we can easily identify, and we can easily calculate the investment of different business applications. Go for the next one. So arts means in education, arts, computers are used in dance, photography and different like animations and digital computing. These are the belongs to arts department. So we can make the photograph best means we can edit the photo, and we can give the animation techniques or other accurate picture outputs. And go for the next one. Arts, after we can go for the next one, generations of a computer. In last lesson we learned about the applications of computers. Where we are applying, we call it as an applications of computers. So this is the why we are using computers, what is the purpose of computers, we learned it in last class. Now generation of computers. In generations of computers we call it as the stages. So stage 1, stage 2, and we can simply say it's a history also. How they came, how they developed, what is the stages, what are the different stages they implemented in technically and logically. See here, the focus of every new generation is speed, power and efficient computer memory. You know very well computers can work a very high speed, call it as a nanoseconds and microseconds. And power means in the time of generations, first generation, we used a lots amount of power. But day by day, in the generation stages, they control the power and they give the efficient memory also. For now, we will learn all those one by one. See, computer generations are 5. So, they are having a 5 generation like first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation, and last one is the 5th generation. The learning generation is the 5th one. See, in the first generation of the computers, they started in 1940 and up to 1956. We called the technology called it as vacuum tubes. So we used vacuum tubes like you can see in the picture. So these are vacuum tubes. It's occupied a room. Okay, it's a room-sized vacuum tubes. See here, the first generation of computers used vacuum tubes for the circumferential and magnetic drums for memory. So memory, we need a memory, otherwise you can't get the data back. Okay, so for these purpose, in the time of first generation, they used magnetic drums to store the data, and they used technology, we call it as a vacuum tubes. Okay. Now see, advantage of in the first generation computers, fastest calculating devices and that time. Okay, and then after vacuum tubes are used as an electronic component in that time, first generation. Then after we have disadvantages of first generation also, like disadvantages, generated a lot of heat. By using these vacuum tubes, you will get high temperature called as heat. Okay, so that heat will gives us a blasting of these vacuum tubes. After blasting a vacuum tube, we should change it. This is a disadvantage for us and very expensive. And every time we will get this vacuum tube, it is expensive to us. Then after go for the second generation. See, in the second generations, in 1956 to 1963, we called it as transistors. In the time of second generation, we use the technology is called as transistors. In the transistor, second generation computers used in a transistor generated a lot of heat, but much less than the first generation. And so because comparatively in first generation, we can reduce the heat of second generation by using these transistors. Advantages: generated less heat is an advantage, and consumed less electricity is also an advantage. And we have some disadvantages also. See, in the disadvantage, very costly for commercial use, and it take a large amount of so, and frequenting cooling also required. So definitely we need ACs to control that heat. Okay, so go for that. This is the second generation, and go for the third generation. In the third generation of computers, 1964 to 1961 time period, and here we use a technology is integrated circuit. In the picture you can see that we call it as an integrated circuits. In the third generation computers, they use IC chips. The IC chip is called as an integrated circuits. Increase the speed of the efficiency of computers. Okay, it gives a more speed compared to last 2 generations. And see the advantages, smaller in size as compared to second generation. Comparatively, first one is the lesser than the second one, and the second one is the lesser than the first one is greater than the second one, and the second one is the greater than third one. So third one is comparatively lesser than to both 2. Then after, less electricity consumption also. So it takes a very less amount of power. See, we have some disadvantages also. See, in the disadvantage, the third generation also needs the air condition was required in many cases due to the IC circuit boards. And see the next one, very advanced technology was required to make the IC. So it is a problematic situation to make the good integrated circuits. It is a complexity of making that integrated circuits. Okay. Now see the fourth one. See, in the fourth one, 1971 to 1989, the time of in this time of computers, we call it as a fourth generation computers. Here we use the technologies microprocessors. In microprocessors, chip contain millions of transistors and components and designed chips. Okay, so here we have some advantages and some disadvantages. So in advantages, this is a comparatively last 3 generations it is very smaller and cheaper and faster. Comparatively first and second, okay, a third also. Now this is the fourth one, okay, and consumed less electricity. Comparatively consumed less electricity and generated less heat also. By using the fourth generation, you are getting so many advantages like consumed less electricity and generated less heat. So no need of AC here, okay. And smaller and cost is also lowest cost and work is very high fast. See, we have some disadvantages. See, some disadvantages like very advanced technology was required for to make the microprocessor ICs. Then after the latest technology is required for manufacturing of a microprocessor. So we need advanced technologies to make this technology microprocessors. This is the basic complexity for us. Go for the next one is called as a fifth generation. See, in the fifth generation of computers, so 1989 to present, okay, we call it as an artificial intelligence. The technique what are we using in the fifth generation is called as an artificial intelligence. We can see in the picture, okay, 1980 to present, okay. So 1989 to 80. And the fifth generation computers are based on the artificial intelligence. Simply we call it as an AI. They try to simulate the human way of thinking and reasoning. So like just thinking like a human being, but those are made by a man only. See here, very large storage capacity. These are the advantages. First one is the very large storage capacity we need, and these computers are much smaller in size than other generation computers. Compared to last 4 generations, here size are very less. We call it as a micro size, okay. And we have some disadvantage also. Like in the disadvantage, they can give more power to companies to watch that even allow them to infect your computers. So nowadays we are using these technology only. So many people are using these technologies only. They to be sophisticated and complex tools. Nowadays so many applications like online application like paying bills or watching movies or paying with the games. These are now we are using all these technology by using these fifth generation only. Like robotic systems. These are developed by using this fifth generation only. And smart mobiles and so many advantages we have. So this is called as a fifth generation, okay. These are the few generations of computers. Okay students, you learned about what is computers, applications of computers, and the next one where we are applying applications of computers and the characteristics of computers. Finally, generations of computers. Simply the basic idea about what is computer, where it started and where there is running now. Okay, today we have so many advantages and disadvantages of computers. After the next class, I will explain about the advantage and disadvantage of computers. Okay, good day.